You're listening to Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. I'm Joe Reed. Emily Connelly has been with me for the whole week. We've been listening to fantasy, but not today.
That's right. Today we have a book of poetry all about the natural world, and it's called You Are Here, Poetry in the Natural World, and it's edited by Ada Limón and narrated by Kim Ramirez.
Now, Ada Limón is the Poet Laureate of the United States.
Exactly. And I think
Mhm.
a beautiful poet, and it's great to see, each poet laureate puts together a collection of poems, or at least I've seen that happen before, centered around a theme. And in this case, they're all poems that were written for this collection. So, and it has a nice introduction actually from Ada talking about the reasoning behind this collection, why this is her subject, what the title means for her. And that sort of gives it a nice tone to begin with. And then you get to jump right into all these different poems. And I actually recommend listening to the audiobook, and if you can, having the book in hand too, because that lets you follow along with the words and see that how they're laid out on the page and hear them narrated by Kim, who does a great job jumping around between so many different styles of poems across the book.
And they were written for the book.
Right, so they're all written for this collection. They're new poems, and that's exciting. So you can see there might be names that you are familiar with, but also newer people to you, maybe. In the print book, they do have each poem is listed with the short bio of the author of the poem. Those aren't narrated. So if you're curious about all these different writers of the poems, I definitely recommend looking at that. So that way you can see who everybody is that you're listening to, or that you're whose works you're listening to.
So, what do you have for us to listen to?
So for this, I picked one that we could hear the entire poem because I thought, you don't want to leave off in the middle. So this is written by Kevin Young, and it's his poem Snapdragon, and it's narrated by Kim Ramirez. And it's a nice, short and sweet poem that, is playing around with the theme of nature, but also giving us a different perspective.
Okay, this is from You Are Here, Poetry in the Natural World. It's edited by Ada Limón.
Kevin Young, Snapdragon. Of late the dead have quit their midnight visits. They ask to swing by sometime, without ringing first. Thank you, no. Think I'll stay here, friends, in sunlight. At the start of summer, the snapdragons and day lilies bright my sun plucks. Down the road, the dandelions bloom in a garden of stone. A garland of souls. Like the vines I'll climb. Like children who join their limbs to the silver maples, waving to all who pass on by.
I am a great fan of Kevin Young's, so it's always wonderful to hear his work. But I'm curious because poets are such good readers of their own work, like 99.9% of the time.
I know. A part of me wishes we did get to hear them narrating all
Yeah.
their own, but I think, imagine the headache. There's, 50 or 52 poems. That would be a lot to get everybody to record them. And as I listened, I kind of liked hearing the consistency of Kim's voice narrating across
Mhm.
all the different styles. So, it might be a little bit more jumpy if you were moving from all those different voices.
True that. I don't know Kim's work at all. Have you heard her before, or is she new to you too?
She was new to me too, and
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing her again.
yes, I would also. Yeah, I had the chance to hear. So one of the poems is by Hanif Abdurraqib, and I had the chance to hear him read it at a show. He was here in Portland. And so it was interesting to hear her version of this poem, having heard him narrate it too. And so, it is interesting hearing a different narrator do these poems, perform all these poems, but also a great way to appreciate the collection.
Correct. And that is You Are Here, Poetry in the Natural World. It's edited by Ada Limón, and it's read by Kim Ramirez. Well, that is a great way to bring the week to an end.
Yes, I thought, just bring us back to appreciating our own world too.
Absolutely.
Finding the magic here.
That's lovely. Behind the Mic is produced by Jessica Lockhart, Robin Whitten, Michelle Cobb, Emily Connelly, Alan Minskoff, and Kendra Winchester are our contributors. Jennifer Dell is our editor, and the music is William Ross Chernoff's Nomads 4-Way. And I'm your host, Joe Reed. Good listening.